G'day everyone, Mecca here with another Raids in Review episode. We are up to episode number 5, and we're going to take a break from SVDs on customs and everywhere else, and we're going to head into Woods. Woods has been full of players on Australian servers recently. I was finding some of the other maps quite quiet, but Woods did not disappoint. Now, the quest we were trying to complete in this particular episode was Peacekeeping Mission. It's a quest you get from Peacekeeper, where you need to get 12 scav kills on a variety of maps. You also have to have an M4A1 with any mods, and also dress like a blueberry, which means you need to wear UN helmet, UN armor, which is bright blue. Makes it a bit difficult on Woods, but let's see how we went in the raid.
Tanked, it's even worse.
So we spawned north of Outskirts and north of the Scav Village. So not a bad place to spawn in terms of picking up some Scav kills. To our left, there is the checkpoint, and both of these locations feature quite a few Scavs and players. So it's not a bad spawn for us.
So we are near...
Wherever possible, guys, particularly at a low level, you want to eat food and drink drinks in raid. It helps level up your metabolism skill, which means you're less likely to need those things in future raids. You can use it in the hideout, but you don't get the same experience.
Checkpoint. Yeah, I use heaps of the bartered ones with Ragman.
So directly ahead is the checkpoint that I did mention, and that is home to a few scav spawns, potentially not early in this raid. It's also a high traffic area for players because there is a quest item there that people need for a skier quest. There's also a violet keycard spawn in the SUV that's ahead. So a lot of people doing stash runs or trying to pick up some loot will go there. We're just scoping in, having a look. Probably a bit early for the scav spawns. And to our front is the Scav Village, where I mentioned it's probably a great place to pick up, or one of the great places to pick up some Scav kills later on in a raid.
Usually a spawn down here.
Again, it's probably a bit too early. We've just literally spawned in.
G'day, represent, my man.
They're often just spawning. They'll often run around that area, but again, it's a bit early for us.
Thank you for the lurk.
There are some player spawns over that way, and so we're just checking to see.
Very much appreciated, dude. Yeah, and not too much frame dip because it's only only mags by 4, you know what I mean? Like Voodoo, I find my frame, and same with the Razor.
So we're just hanging out here, we're waiting for the scav spawns. Again, this is a scav kill quest, so I wasn't really interested in fighting players. But unfortunately with Tarkov, that's not always up to you.
Dips a lot more.
We see someone down here. Absolutely atrocious aim, but we got him in the end. Lucky for us, he didn't quite clock where we were. One of the difficult things with Tarkov is sort of when you're getting shot at, sometimes it's actually a little bit difficult to orient yourself with the different noises from shots and from bullet impacts. So yeah, we were lucky that we got a few shots. The other thing is that the M4A1 does have quite a lot of initial kick, and we're using a 4X optic. I think it's 4X anyway. So you really notice that kick when you zoomed in.
Oh, fuck that up.
We fucked it up. So we're just waiting a sec to loot him. We're going to repack our mag now.
I need the little canted sight.
That is a good option if you want to use one of those 1 and 4 times variable optics, but also a red dot. You can put a canted sight, which means the guy, your PMC turns the gun to the side. That would have made that fight a lot easier.
Oh, 100%. Another one around here, I think.
So I reckon I've heard someone, but I'm not too sure. I'm not looting the guy that I've just killed just in case. It's not a great habit to just go and loot straight away, particularly because a lot of people play in 2s and 3s. So you do want to wait a sec to see if other people sort of reveal themselves.
Hello?
I'm just trying to secure this area.
I thought I heard some more footsteps.
So we're going to go down and check for some scavs to see if they've spawned. There's no rush to loot this body. It's going to be there forever.
He was a huge goober. I'm gonna go and come back.
Just a little peek down.
Yeah, I'm just...
But as always, the greed of Tarkov gets the better of me. I decide to go back and loot the corpse. That's one of the big decision-making things with Tarkov. When you kill someone, like, it's very satisfying. You want to see like what gear they've got, what awesome weapon or armor or whatever. But it's good to separate yourself from that just for a moment so you can secure the area.
I think I heard a teammate, so I'm just sort of waiting.
Probably being overly cautious at this point, but you can never be too careful. He's got a bolt action, so that suggests to me that he's probably doing Tarkov Shooter Part 3, I think, or something where you need to kill things with a bolt action. So we were lucky that he didn't have a decent setup. He had no armor either, it looks like. Doesn't really have much loot.
Doing like bolt action kills.
We're not in this for loot, we're in it for kills. So we've taken all we want.
I wonder what quest he was doing.
Again, we're just having a look. Still no
Checking
scavs, which is a
scavs.
shame. It's another popular area, that forest we were just looking at. There are some scavs in there, but in my experience, it's quite hard to see them sometimes. And it can be a little bit overwhelming, particularly if there are a lot of spawns there. Also, players sort of just lurking in and around there looking for Sturman. That's also a pretty hot area, generally speaking.
Yeah, probably.
Again, we're just checking all our spots. The rounds that we're using, M8, 5, 6, A1, have quite a lot of dip. Our aim could definitely be better, but it's not that easy. We've got one scav kill here. I thought it was a player, I think, but just because they were near like the looting area, but I don't think it was. In fact,
Another
it definitely
player.
wasn't. They were a player there. Shouldn't be standing still like that. Reload. And we hear something, and you can see the man that we thought we heard has been waiting there the entire time. Whether or not they're a teammate, I'm not sure.
Knew it! I fucking knew it! I knew he was there! What did I say?
And we managed to get the kill, but you can see in the top left, we are absolutely gassed. We've got fracture, we've got 2 heavy bleeds, our leg and 2 arms are gone.
Sorry.
Scared me to
Cooked.
So it like, stomach's now gone.
Oh, yeah.
We've bled the stomach out. He really got a decent go on us. We're lucky that we got away with that. So it's important to prioritize, obviously, healing your thorax and head. We didn't have any other options. Oops. And at this point, I've decided that we just need to heal up, try and get some limbs back up. So we're just going to prone and hope for the best.
My god, dude's gassed, man. It was gonna burn my whole Serve 12. I fucking knew it.
The next thing I want to do is heal the stomach to stop him, so I can heal that up and stop that like gasping breathing, which is so annoying. I find it really distracting and very off-putting. Now, you probably want to get away from the fight, and that's what I realized after this raid. You probably wanted to leave and met up somewhere else because we've made a lot of noise. There's been a lot of fighting where I am, but unfortunately, like, we've got broken legs. We're not moving very fast, so I made the decision to stay there. Now, I would fast forward this, but it's good for you to see how long it takes to actually like recover from a fight like that, where a lot of your limbs get blacked out.
All right, they can be quiet now.
So at least that gasping will have stopped. We're going to heal up the arm because you can see there's one
Lucky we
health
found
left.
some extra meds.
We've got the guy's IFAK from the previous kill. Now we're going to heal up the fractured leg. Nice and peaceful now that the guys stopped gasping for air. And again, we could fast forward this, but this is how long it takes sometimes.
I'm just hoping now to heal up and not die.
Realistic representation of how long it takes to do these things in Tarkov. With 2 broken legs, you're not moving anywhere fast.
I thought that fixed the fracture. Yeah, it does.
So the Serve 12 kit fixes the fracture as well. If you just have a CMS kit, that's going to unblack the limb, but then you need to use a splint on top of that. We've dumped the Salewa because there's no heals left in it, or very little. And while you're doing this, the best thing you can do is just listen out for any footsteps, any kind of sign that someone might be approaching. Often players will chase down gunshots. Very common, particularly on a map that's populated like Woods at the moment.
Was that a scav at checkpoint, do you reckon? Or do you reckon it was a player? Like looting the car or something?
It was a scav. Michael, it was a scav.
Yeah. I check my task.
So you can use tasks to check if you've gotten PMC kills and things like that sometimes.
It was a scav.
And I can see I hadn't had any kills on Woods, so we got 1, which means that that was a scav. So it was a good way to confirm that...
well, I have another survival kit somewhere.
We're just putting some things in the secure container. Final heal here. And then we're repacking the mag.
Well, that was fucking terrifying.
That was the mag.
But the whole round? Nah, not at all, man. I'm just trying to think what the best way to play.
And now we're back. We're thinking like, what's next? What can we do? We've gotten stuck here for quite a long time. And you can hear some footsteps now behind us. So presumably it's either a teammate, which I highly doubt because I think they would have been closer, but someone's heard the fighting probably and made their way over here. And we really whiffed that opening shot. We full autoed as we were zoomed in, and the kick's just too much. You can see the scope goes really black. We then aim it again. You can hear it does hit him. And I know I'm almost out of ammo, so I know I'm not going to stay there, and I need to run away and reload. Chuck a grenade. Use that to med up.
On him.
Just listening up
I don't
now.
think he had a shotgun.
We've decided to try and get some distance on him because we feel like he's got a shotgun. We're just sort of checking back towards where we came from. We're out in the open, which is not that smart, to be honest. This was probably not the best play, now that I think about it. So there's another scav, but again, that's given away our position to other players around and also probably the guy who we were fighting just previously. Let's see if that draws him out. Just peeking over.
What kind of gun did he? I think he had a shotgun.
Learning the gun sounds in Tarkov, like I'm not the best at it, but that can be quite helpful in the sense that it will help you sort of judge the next move in a fight. Like if a guy's got a shotgun, we might try and get some range on him because we'll be pretty safe from distant shots, generally speaking. So learning those is pretty handy.
I'm just gonna go.
At this point, I thought we might have hit him pretty bad, and he decided not to pursue the fight, which is a good chance for us to get away because our objective, as we discussed initially, was to get scav kills. So really, like, I don't want to stick around.
Wow. All right, this is pretty action-packed.
Just looking back behind us.
Don't really care about that loot on that player.
Just proned here. We're going to repack our mags.
What was I going to do?
I think. Drink.
You just jumped in, guys. Things are happening.
Things are happening. This was after a bunch of Dead's customs raids too. Now that is the dreaded sound you never want to hear. The grenade has landed straight where we are. So either someone has probably seen us or they're cheating, but I doubt it. We were pretty loud. Like a lot of people could be watching from a lot of different angles. But the fact that the grenades landed so close means that they have a good idea of where we are.
Oh my God, no way.
Lucky it doesn't hit us. Now, I'm still thinking that it's from the guy who we were fighting initially, who is somewhere in the direction that we are facing. But you can hear the shots are now coming from our left. Now, it's a different sounding gun, like maybe an SKS or something. It's not the same sounding gun, so that tells me that it was a different player, and we are unfortunately dead.
Same guy, you reckon?
Now, in the heat of the moment, I'm like, was it the same guy that just did this huge swing around? But I don't believe it was. So there you have it, guys. Another Raids in Review episode. A bit of PvP and a very close encounter. Some of the big takeaways from that for me were medding and how long we spent in that area after that second engagement. We spent so long medding up. I think probably a better course of action retrospectively would have been to heal up our legs so we could then sprint away really quickly, or at least one leg. But by the time we'd finished medding up, the guy was on top of us. We got engaged in that fight. Killed another scab, and we're just making a lot of noise. So anyone that was looking for player kills was heading to that area, and we got killed by another person, as it turns out. So if you like what you saw, please consider liking and subscribing. I try to put these videos out once every week or once every 2 weeks. I also stream on Twitch most Australian evenings, so if you're interested in sort of like a beginner-friendly atmosphere, I'm by no means a pro player, so please feel free to stop by. But until the next one, take it easy.